All right, guys, I got Will here with me today. Will's in the Navy, so I'm gonna ask him a couple extra questions, which will be interesting. So, the 3 questions we're gonna ask you today, we're gonna start with number 1. Will, within $1 billion, okay, what is the total outstanding student loan debt right now?
I would say $1,461,000, or $61 billion.
1.46 is what you're saying?
Yeah, 1.46. All right, it's a whole lot of zeros.
Okay, that is so close. It is 1.44.
Ah.
That was really close, though. Really close. Second question: in 2016, for students that have student loan debt, what's the average amount that the students are going to be graduating with?
$154,000 debt.
Little high. The average is $37,000 as of 2016.
Okay.
Okay. So last question to win the gift card. That 1.44 trillion. How much is that amount growing per second in owed debt?
I'd say $154,000 per second.
It's $2,700 per second.
Okay.
But it's still pretty crazy. Think about 4 seconds, $10,000, or actually a little bit more. I mean, every 4 seconds. So that's probably a minute or so, is what you said.
Figured out how I ball it. We're in a lot of debt.
No, we are in an extreme amount of debt. It is wild. So, this last question for this part. We have an election year coming up. Okay, you participate in some sort of in the government, so you may have a different opinion than some people. We're getting 2 great candidates, right? What do you think these candidates should do to address this crisis that's going on?
All right, so we have 2 very big candidates. We have Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's very obvious. Hillary Clinton, I feel like she would be able to address the student loans issue more than anything, the economic debt that we as a country have run into, just for the fact in which she has spent so much time as a Secretary of State. She's been able to establish this kind of economic background, for example. But on the other end of the sense, I feel like Donald Trump would almost be a better sense, because we haven't had a president with balls in a lot of time. Now, his balls are just way too big for this situation. But in all realism, it's just, I will go with Donald Trump just for the fact in which we haven't had a president with balls since Reagan. I mean, we need that as a country to establish ourselves as America once again. Will it be good economic for us? Absolutely not. But we
need some change of some sort.
We need some change of some sort. Less economic or less diplomatic, trying to create peace. And not saying that peace is an absolute bad thing, because peace is an absolute great thing. But at one point, we need to establish ourselves as great America again. You know.
Awesome.
But
I love that.
I definitely feel like Hillary Clinton would pull us out of this economic debt that we have. She would fill the background that Obama has been placing before us.
How do you think she would do that?
I'll be completely honest with you. I really don't know. I'm in the military, and I go about and I do what she tells me to do. I would do what Donald Trump tells me to do, and I would fulfill that to 100%. But at the end of the day, that's her job to be able to jump in front of us and be able to do that type of thing. I joined the military so that I can do what she says, and I can do the little things to be able to make her job easier.
Yeah, and when you join the military, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it true that you get your undergraduate education paid for, and then if you were to go to graduate, you have to serve a certain amount of time back in the military, so if you were to be a dentist or a doctor, but they would pay for that as well. Is that correct?
That is completely correct.
Do you know how that works at all?
So we have a, all right, so there's hundreds of different programs and stuff like that. So one of the programs, State 21, you can actually, the Navy will send you off to college for a 4-year degree. You have to do it within 36 months. And they'll send you off and they'll make you an officer right as soon as you get out, which is amazing, a huge pay raise. One of the other things that you can do is you can go and you can do college while you work online, and that's currently what I do. And it's so as I do my job, whenever I go home from work in a day, I can go online and I can do all these jobs. It's called NC PACE. So you're given roughly, now correct me if I'm wrong on a month, it's roughly about 6 months, 6-7 months, in which you can decide to, if you're, get packed up and work, you can do all of the homework and all of the tests in the last 3 weeks of the term, or you can do it all in the very beginning, or just spread it out and you get the opportunity to do it all at your own pace. There's probably a good 5 or 6 other courses that you can do in which the Navy just pays for everything. And I say the Navy because I'm in the Navy,
Yeah.
but it's all military.
Wow.
You know, they all pay for all of your college 100%. So by the time you get out of 4 years, you potentially could have a 4-year degree
Yeah.
and no student debt whatsoever.
Wow. Well, there you go, guys. That's another option for you. Will is doing it. It's coming from somebody who's actually in the process of it and can speak to it. It's not theory. There are ways to graduate debt-free. You just have to be creative sometimes and really think outside the box. Will, thank you so much. Appreciate that today.